Hello, everyone, and welcome to Angels in Action. Let me get over here with my reel for Instagram, which it looks like I just lost. So we'll go ahead and we'll start that again. We'll do a live video. We're going to go live on Instagram today as well. We're not going to be in here very long today, guys. As most of you know, I've been having a lot of issues with tech. Just simply because I think there was a blip or a glitch in my Facebook somehow. I believe it was an AI damage, an AI mistake, and so consequently, we're going on the second week now that I am unable to go live on Facebook. And unfortunately, they have not gotten back to me at all. So I have not been able to do anything about it. Anyway, let's see here. Hold on a minute. I am trying to fix my my Instagram. So they have not gotten back to me about it. So here we are again. We are broadcasting none of my Facebook pages yet I can go live with or groups. So just hang in there with me, guys. Hopefully we will get this back up and running shortly. It does say, YouTube does say that, Facebook does say that it can take up to a few weeks now for them to get back to your requests. So it is possible that they're going to be fixing that for me, but we will see. I'm going to start this kind of over when I go live here on here we go. Welcome. Okay, so welcome Instagram as well. Welcome everyone to Angels in Action. I scheduled this earlier today for Susie, and then Susie was not able to do it, and I couldn't do the earlier time, so it's why we're on here so late. But I have live readings elsewhere in Veronica Jenkins on her page at 4 p.m. EDT, which is 9 p.m. BST. So we're only going to be on here about a half an hour today, but that's okay. I just want to invite you. Facebook doesn't like me to do this on Facebook, but I'm just inviting everyone. If you want to continue joining my lives and following me, please find me on my Instagram page, which is linked down here in the banner, and more importantly, my YouTube page. Susie and I have a YouTube page that we share, and I have my own YouTube page. So if you want to follow me, please follow me there, because I cannot promise if or when Facebook is going to fix my account. As I mentioned, I believe that it is an AI error, and I have put in over a dozen help requests, and they have not gotten back to me, although they have managed to remove some of my my stories, which they say are spam. I don't know how they're spam. They keep saying I spam myself. So anyway, but there are no restrictions on my account. So just cross your fingers. Until then, please join me on YouTube and Instagram, and also TikTok if you like what I do and you want to follow what I do. Okay. So anyway, welcome. We are going to go ahead today and we're going to talk about some really practical aspects of communicating and connecting with the other side. We're going to talk about, some really practical ways in which this is important. Many of you know that I am also a mindset coach, and I work on mindset. So I do believe that science and spirituality are not mutually exclusive. I do believe that, as an eternal conscious soul energy, electromagnetic energy, right, that is conscious, which is what you are eternally. We're going to light some sandalwood here today. I do believe that because of that, it is very, very important that you remember who you are as a soul, and that you understand that every single one of us intrinsically wants to know who they are, wants to know where they come from, wants to understand and know and identify with the source of where they come from. Okay. And so that being said, we also want and need to function in our everyday practical world here as human beings, right? So because of this, it's very important that we understand these different aspects of ourselves while we are here in human form, okay? So it's important to remember who we are as a soul and be able to tune into our infinite and eternal wisdom. At the same time, we are currently in this physical body, and it is very important that we understand how to function in a greater way in this physical form. Okay, that requires self-control, mindset work, okay? The aspects that are more human. Okay, so this being said, how do we do that? And what are our spirit teams here to help us with? Who are our spirit teams? Our spirit teams are our spirit guides and angels, our loved ones who have crossed over, including our precious non-human animals, okay? And so it's very important that we begin to see ourselves in this new age that we're moving into as whole beings. We really need to get out of this idea that we're a human with a physical body, or a soul with a physical body. Yes, that part's important, but we need to start dealing with all these aspects of ourselves, because when you neglect one or the other, when you're neglecting the mindset work, or you're neglecting the energetic and conscious aspect of yourself, you're cutting yourself short. You can't possibly have the ideal and abundant life that you're wanting if you're cutting yourself short like that. So one of the things that Susie and I are wanting to do on here is help you remember who you are as a soul. Who is that observer behind your thoughts? Who is the one that your spirit team is here to support? You think your spirit team is just here to support you in a human physical body, you as a physical human? No, you're so much more than that. But if you remembered all of that, it would sort of negate your human experience. But it is important and significant that you remember, the critical aspects of it, so you can tune into your own intuition, which is the voice of your soul. That's why I've created the Awakening Your Intuition program, which, by the way, has started. If you guys are interested in that, you want to learn about it, message me, let me know. You can join it anytime. It's an evergreen program, so you can join it anytime. Okay. All right, so let's see who we have here today. If anybody has joined us. Oh, Paul and Alni has found me. Fantastic, guys. Great to see you. So good to see you. Thank you for tuning in here. For those of you that don't know, and if you haven't, please make sure that you go to my YouTube page and or Susie's in my YouTube page. If you are used to following me on the Larkin Psychic Medium page or one of my Facebook pages, please connect yourself to me on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, but I think YouTube is more dependable. No offense, but Instagram is owned by Facebook and it's harder to post. So I'm just encouraging that, because I am not, my Facebook account has still not been fixed. They have not even gotten back to me. There are 0 restrictions on my account. I think it was an AI mistake, and they just are not getting back to me. So I am unable to go live, although I will post this rebroadcast on my Facebook when we're done here today. Okay. Hi, Almi. Hi, Paul. Let's see. What a great question. Hello, Larkin. How many angels can one person have? Thank you. Hi, Sandra. Welcome. Yay. You guys found me. I'm so sorry I can't go live on Facebook currently. So thank you for finding me elsewhere. Trying to guide people off of Facebook to follow me on YouTube since they won't let me go live there. So this is such a good question. And this is maybe a good question that I should put in that book, Life Before and After Death, that I'm working on. So how many angels can one person have? This is interesting because a couple weeks ago, there were people on this live and Susie and I were on together and we were talking about angels. People had a lot of questions about angels and we were discussing something very similar to this. We were discussing, answering questions about angels. And this is something that's sort of, it's hard to explain. So I'm going to do my best to explain to you the answer to this question. This is the type of thing that we discuss actually in my Awakening Your Intuition group, which is a 3-month metaphysical course to learn to strengthen your intuition. This is something we talk about in depth. There really is no limit, Paul. In order to answer this question, you really have to understand what angels are and how they come about and what their actual energy is. And this is something that's very difficult. Yes, Sandra, I need a detour sign. That's right. I don't know. If Facebook messes up, you can't reach them and you're kind of screwed. And that's what's happened to me here. So I hope people find me so they don't think I'm ditching them. But anyway, so you have to first kind of back up and look at who and what angels are, okay? There's different levels of angels. And I'm really limiting myself when we discuss these things with our human cognitive words. It's so limiting, right? It's so limiting. So every description I give you, I'm also saying, wow, like, I understand it, I conceptualize it. And so it's almost frustrating for me because I know that in a way, as I'm answering your questions honestly and authentically, I'm also answering them incorrectly because it's very, very difficult to put this into words. And unless you've experienced this, and why I want you to remember this within your soul, that's the best way to really get the answers, okay? But for lack of better words and ways of describing, there really is no limit to the amount of angels that a person can have. Okay. Angels are there for everyone. So, whereas your spirit guides, if you want to meet your spirit guides and learn more about this, I have the next Meet Your Spirit Guides November 9th. You guys can find that posted to my Facebook page. And if you want to register for that, but the spirit guides are yours and only yours for your lifetime. Okay. They are yours and only yours for your lifetime, partnered up. The angels are, angels are more for everyone. Understand that when you're on the other side, there is no space and time. So you can be everywhere and anywhere. Okay. And so, although you do have, just like with like power animals, for example, and animal messengers, you'll have power animals and animal messengers that are with you at certain times that you need their energy the most, right? So you might need more intuition. So you might temporarily have a power animal or animal messenger that is an owl or a spider, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean they're with you your whole life. The same thing sort of happens with angels, right? So angels they're not so much the individual entities that we think they are. They're so much more vast than that. And they're multidimensional and they cross multi paradigms. And so when a particular angel or type of angel is with you, it's when you are in need of that particular energy, assistance, or balance of energy. Okay. And there's different levels of angels. So the archangels, for example, the reason we say there's less of the archangel is there's such a higher frequency. They're so much more ethereal that there's less of them. There's less of that energy. So if you look at the mandala pattern, for example, where you start with a small circle and it sort of, you have bigger and bigger circles as you go out, just like when you throw a pebble in the water. This is how God's source spirit is. You are God's source spirit. We all are. God is all encompassing. You cannot ever, when you're feeling pain and separateness, that's when you're feeling an egoic separation from the fullness of the God source energy. But in truth, there's no escape from God source energy, no matter who or where or what you are or are experiencing. So when we're looking at the archangels, for example, they are that highest vibrational ethereal energy of angelic realm, which is the closest element to the purest and greatest form of source energy. Okay. And then you have all these other forms of angels, which you see described throughout history, in cultures from all over the world. They have their different way of describing angels. But this basically these different layers and levels of etheric energy. So you have all of those aspects working with you. And the more still your mind is, the higher your frequency is, the more in alignment you are, the more you can experience the assistance from these angels. But there really is no limit to the amount of angels that work with you. You can receive assistance and interaction from any angel that you call upon. Why? Because you have free will. That is the greatest gift you have. Your soul has free will, to be an individual from source. And so, this is why in my Awakening Your Intuition program, I take people through the process of getting to know 4 of the archangels, getting to know their angels more, having angelic experiences, because when you begin to have these for yourself, it's so different. I hope that answers your question. And let's see. Hi, Rosalie. Oh, great to see you. Yes, they're next to God, right? So they're next to God, and we are too, though, right? You got to understand, guys, we're all a part of God. We're all just as close to God, but like I said, words kind of mess this up and make it hard to explain. So when I showed you the example of the mandala with source, God source in the center, and then these rings, and that archangel energy right here on the ring closest to God's source, that's why you're going, oh yes, closest to God. Yes. But we all are, we're all a part of it. It's just that they have more of that God consciousness, that God energy. Right. So this is such a good question. You're welcome, Paul. Rosalie, I'm so glad you found me. I just am reminding everyone, if you are wondering why you're not seeing my lives live on Facebook, for those of you who do not know, 2 weeks ago, Facebook blocked me from doing any lives on any pages or groups in Facebook. I do believe it was an accident because I have no restrictions on my Facebook account. I didn't do anything wrong. So I think when they removed a post when they thought I was spamming myself, I think AI went ahead and just blocked me. And I have been writing them every day, asking them to please correct this. No one's gotten back to me. They say that it can take a couple weeks for Facebook to get back to you. I think that's BS, because I think they're turning it more over to AI. But I don't know what's happening. So just for safekeeping, if you guys like my Facebook lives, please find me on my YouTube channel and on Instagram. I'm on TikTok as well. I'm just starting a channel there. The good thing about what's happening to me on Facebook is that it is forcing me to go to these other platforms. And it's time I take my work to the next level. So Rosalie, if you're not already following me on YouTube, guys, please help me grow my YouTube channel. I really want to get this message out to the world about how you guys can connect to source and spirit, how you can manifest and step into your power by understanding that science and spirituality are not mutually exclusive, by understanding how to use metaphysics for yourself to live practically, by remembering who you are as a soul so that you don't have so much struggle and suffering, so that you can begin to work and function as a whole being. It is time we outgrow the original New Age model of readings, of metaphysics, of working with our spirit teams. It is time that we work with them on a practical, everyday basis, okay? This is what Susie and I want for you. We want to take the BS out of the metaphysics and the spiritual stuff. We want you guys, we want to put the power in your hands. We want you to know you can be aware. We want you to know they can hear you on the other side. We want you to know that you can experience from here in this world what it is like to be, to recognize yourself as consciousness, as eternal consciousness. You are not limited to depending on a priest or a minister or a psychic reader or a counselor or a therapist or anyone to tell you what to do and how to live your life and what your higher guidance is. We have been stripped of that from the time we were born, unknowingly, by loved ones and parents who taught us what they were brainwashed with. The power is within you. Okay, there's one of you on here that cannot do mediumship or connect with your spirit team or follow your intuition. Okay, and if you guys want to understand that more and you're feeling stuck, I still have 2 spaces left for a free discovery call this week. Message me at larkinsreadings.com or private message me on Facebook. And, I give away free 20-minute calls. Go to my psychic medium page or my Facebook page, and you'll see I have it pinned. It says, listen until the end, free 20-minute discovery calls. I only do 5 a week because they're free and I have to be able to afford to do them. But it's not a free reading, and it is not a free coaching call, and it is not a sales call. It is a free assessment call because I want to help you guys realize you are never, ever stuck. And so I can use my 15 years of mindset experience, more than that, but I've been a mindset coach for 15 years, and my intuitive and psychic abilities to literally see where you are and where you need to go and give you the next 3 steps to feel unstuck, because you are never, ever, ever stuck. But it's going to take you tapping into your intuition and putting in the effort to adjust your mindset in order to become this powerful, intentional manifester. Okay, in order to be able to, however you want to do that. Do you want to connect with your angels and your spirit guides and your spirit team consciously? Do you want to learn to change your mindset so you can create better, more powerful habits, so you can lose weight, get more sleep, improve your health, break bad habits, improve your relationships, create a more abundant life? What is it you want to do? See, these are the things your spirit team are here to help you with, guys. And I believe that we need to stop separating. Oh, let's go get a reading. This is my spiritual and metaphysical work. Or, oh, let me pull out my oracle cards, from your mindset work. Okay, your spirit team wants to help you fix your mindset so you can intentionally fulfill why you came. Why did you come into this life? Do you know who you are? Because your spirit team is constantly trying to remind you who you are. Your spirit team is constantly trying to stop you from being distracted. Stop getting distracted by the shiny stuff that is posted on social media that pretends to be somebody else's real life that isn't, that makes you feel depressed and gives you anxiety because it makes you feel like you're lacking, or you're not good enough, or you're not worthy enough, or you can't do it, or you're not as good as everybody else, or you're never going to, have as much as everybody else. This is one of the reasons why we have a depression and anxiety pandemic. Okay, you are fine. You are fine. The question is, who and what and how are you perceiving yourself in comparison to the rest of the world, or what you are being told and shown the rest of the world is? Right? Your spirit team is constantly trying to help you with that. Your angels are constantly surrounding you with energy, constantly sending you vibrational frequencies that reiterate who you are and holding space for you to remember who you are as a soul, and guiding and guarding and protecting you. Your spirit guides, who can lower their frequency closer to that of you here in the world, who can slow down their frequency and walk with you, they're constantly saying, hey, get back up. Hey, stop being distracted. Hey, what are you doing? Listen to your intuition. Trust yourself. Right? This is what your spirit team is working so hard on 24/7. And yet I have people get on my lives all the time that are like, I'm stuck. No, you're not. My spirit guides don't hear me. They're not answering me. Yes, they are. Where are my angels? Where are my loved ones? They're not around me. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So if this resonates with you guys, please make sure you follow me on YouTube. Please make sure you share my YouTube so more people can find it there. Because if this working with your spirit team doesn't take you to a practical level, because that's what you're experiencing here and now, guys. As long as you're here in this world in physical form, you have to deal with this physical, tangible reality. So your spirit team is very practical. They want to help you and guide you through these things, through the relationship issues, through the health issues, through the bad habits, through what you want to overcome, through learning to remember. It's not about learning to become a powerful manifester. You see that? It's about remembering that you came that way. It's about remembering you already are. You already are. Okay? See, like Paul, the observer behind your thoughts, Paul, that as Eckhart Tolle talks about it, your connection to remembering who you are right now is your connection to your empathy, right? Your empathic abilities, the love of nature and animals, your connection to those who have crossed over, right? And those sensitivities are your intuitive voice, the voice of your soul coming through, trying to wake you up. That's why you feel some of the empathic pain that you do, right? They're trying to help you wake up. Your higher self, your eternal soul wants the same thing as your spirit guides and angels want for you, because they're always in sync. The only aspect of you guys that's not in sync is your egoic self. But your egoic self isn't bad. It's just here to keep you alive and protect you in your physical form. Okay? Rosalie, you have a constant ongoing curiosity and drive to expand, to tap into greater aspects of your consciousness and of your spiritual side. But you have some mindset blocks that you need to overcome that allow you to leap into that vision that you're feeling. But I've seen you on my Facebook page for years. And my question to you would be, what are you doing about it? Do you believe and feel you're growing and evolving in that way? And maybe you're not really, but you think you are? Because the ego often tells us we're not when we are. Or are you taking the next steps to do that? Are you getting out of your comfort zone? You followed me for years, but I haven't seen you on any of my events, right? Maybe you're following other people. That's great. Do it. But do it because your physical life is going by. So my question is, it doesn't have to be me, but what are the next step you're taking about it? Are you investing time-wise? Are you investing effort-wise? Are you investing financially? Maybe you guys just listen to free stuff on YouTube. That's great. But who's holding you accountable? What new communities are you getting into? What time alone are you making yourself take to sit alone in peace and do something different? Right? All right. So that's the question, guys, because our egoic self tricks us because it wants to keep us where we are, to keep us safe. Meanwhile, your spirit team is always like, you're here a limited amount of time. What are you doing? Sometimes you're just a space holder, and it's about learning to be still and quiet. Right? And then we have we have other people on here too. Sandra, I absolutely love your sense of humor. Yes, I need a detour sign. That's right. I love your sense of humor. And that sense of humor keeps you afloat, right? And your spirit guides have that sense of humor, right? And the question is, how comfortable do you keep yourself with what you're doing? And when are you ready for that next leap of growth? When is it just a voice, Sandra, in the back of your mind? When is it that you're really distinguishing between that intuitive voice that is the, observer behind your thoughts, as Eckhart Tolle says? You're very integrated into your personality, and that's great. So where is your peephole then out of your egoic identity? And when are you going to say yes to that really blossoming? Right? So these are all things that your spirit teams, guys, show me when you show up. Okay? And the truth is you have eternity. You have eternity. You're all eternal souls on the other side. Right? You are eternal souls. You have existed for eternity prior to this life, and you will exist for eternity after this life, because you exist outside of time and space. So my question to you is, do you want to remember who that is? Do you want to become the intentional manifester that is authentic and in aligned with that? And that's what Susie and I are guiding you to here. That's what we get on here for. And so, if you guys want to go deeper into that journey, if you want to feel like you're unstuck and realize that you are, again, you guys can private message me for an absolutely free 20-minute discovery call, okay, to get some direction, because that's what I'm here for. If you want to learn to awaken your intuition and understand how to practice that through forms of metaphysics, then check out my Awakening Your Intuition program. If you want to join the full moon celebration that's coming up on the 17th, you guys can check all of these things posted on my Psychic Medium page. I offer things, and Susie offers things of all different price points. So you guys can join us and you can continue progressing in your journey. But it's all about self-awareness. You don't have to do it with us. But for God's sake, stay pure and authentic. Okay, that's what sets Susie and I apart. Stay pure and authentic. Make sure you're not getting sucked into all these things that are human-made. They don't come from the other side. They don't come from your soul. This is why it's important to learn to know and trust your intuitive voice. Not mine, not Susie's, not anybody else. What you'll find is your true intuitive voice understands and resonates with Dr. Wayne Dyer, with Eckhart Tolle, with Abraham Hicks, because they're all pure. They're speaking the truth here, the pure eternal truth. Okay, and that's what Susie and I share with you as well. So we want to give you guys that connection, hold space for you to get back to who you really are, because you are going to be blown away with who you are. You're going to be blown away with your superpowers and your abilities that come through your intuition. You're going to be blown away with how much you can trust yourself. You're going to be blown away with how simple and easy life is when you stop caring about everybody else's opinions, when you stop overthinking everything, and you realize there's this peaceful, powerful, eternally wise, abundant voice within you that is constantly there, that is always answering you, that is always comforting you, that is always healing you, that is always guiding you, that is always protecting you. And it's you. It's you. It's all within you. And you're taught that it's not, but it is. And it's one of the biggest lies out there. Okay, you don't need me. You don't need Susie. You don't really, you need community and support as a human being. You need guidance and holding space, but the answers are all within you, right? It's really important. Sandra said, I just found my tribe this past summer. Wow, that's great. Fantastic. Oh, wonderful, Sandra. And so, it's so important that we find our tribes, and sometimes our tribes shift and change. But one thing is for sure, the spiritual path is an individual path. And so we can outgrow each other. We can outgrow old versions of ourselves, but we never outgrow our spirit teams. They have been with us for eternity, and they will be. Okay. And Spirit knows who's on each and every one of these lives, right? And so it's very, very important. Sandra says that's you, Larkin. Yay, fantastic. Well, Susie and I will always redirect you back to you and your spirit teams, right? Because why? Because they're ego-free. Your spirit team has no ego. So your spirit team is always going to guide and direct you purely and honestly and sincerely and authentically, and always has pure connection to who you are as a soul. So you can't go wrong when you do that, right? And that's why that's why I created the Awakening Your Intuition course, because I want you guys to be able to, if you want to, take 3 months, awaken that intuition, and empower yourself. Okay. I'm going to draw 2 cards for everyone from the daily guidance cards today before we log off. And I just want to remind you guys that if you like my lives, again, those of you that just logged on or on the rebroadcast, please make sure that you like and follow my YouTube page and Susie's in my YouTube page, because I cannot do any lives on Facebook right now. And honestly, I don't know when they're going to fix it. So I'm just switching platforms. And hopefully you guys, I'm still doing all my same lives, but they have to be on Instagram and YouTube. Okay, until Facebook fixes me, or you can watch the rebroadcast. But don't forget, I have so many events going on, guys. Just if you are interested in going any further or joining any of these fun events, you can find them all posted to the top of my Facebook page. So before we get off, here's our daily guidance card for you guys, okay? Let's see. Yes, and I'm on it for today, Paul. Yes, Veronica Jenkins group. Yes. So I'm going to be doing these cards. Spirit asked me to pick 4. So it must be people on here need these cards, because I was just going to pick 2. Spirit's like, nope, pick 4. Sandra says, I'm working through my chaos right now. Excellent. Just remember, Sandra, chaos is in the mind. It's never in the soul. So if you have chaos going on, you need some mindset work. So find someone to help you with some mindset work, because you must, you can. Here's the thing, Sandra, if you have to work through it, yes. But if you don't change the habits that created and allowed for the chaos, what happens is that the chaos will just morph into something else. You'll work through the content of your chaos. I've been a mindset coach for 15 years. You'll work through this chaos and more chaos will come. So you have to actually get out of your comfort zone and completely change your context of your thinking. You have to change your relationship with your thoughts. You have to learn to become more conscious and less thinking and use your mind as a tool. Okay, so just a heads up, if you're working through your chaos, the more attention you give the chaos, the more chaos will eventually come. So you may think you work through it, but more will come. Okay, so if you want help with that, I have an amazing mindset coaching program as well, where we do individual personal one-on-ones, and we do a mastermind to help you get clear of that. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You're going to find that pattern of chaos, and you want to break the pattern of chaos. Okay, and just remember, spirit is simple and peaceful, no chaos. Mind, ego is chaos. Okay, so you got to learn to be still instead of trying to fight through it. You got to learn to be still. It's the opposite of what the ego tells you. So just a heads up. Rosalie says, perfect. You will guide us back to ourselves. Love that. Well, that's what I'm working on. I hope so. Whoever chooses to go along with that, right? So it's great. Resetting your patterns. Awesome, Sandra. All right. So because I have to get off in a few minutes and move over to Veronica Jenkins' group for live readings over there. And thank you all again. I just want to say for joining me on here, even though I'm not on Facebook. I usually have hundreds of people join when I'm on Facebook. And so thank you all for finding me. It's such an honor to have you here. And Spirit said, no, choose 4 cards. So because Spirit knows who's on here, I know they had me choose these 4 cards because, first of all, I can see the pattern in the cards, which means they're trying to take you guys through a process. In the cards they've had me choose, they've actually created a recipe for you. And so I'm going to share that, but it also means that there's people on here that need each one of these cards. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to go over them quickly first, and then I'm going to go into each one. The first card they had me choose was Notice the Signs. Okay. These can be internal. They can include all your clairs. Okay. And so it's Notice the Signs. The second one they gave me is a change in direction. When you notice the signs, you're going to be able to take the change in direction that your true soul, that observer behind your thoughts, and your spirit team is nudging you towards. Okay, I'm going to go into more detail on this in a minute. The other thing is, remember, you must ask. You must ask. Okay, because you have free will, they can only help you when you give permission and ask. So you must remember, if you're praying and you're asking and you're like, oh, please help me in this and that, and you don't feel like they're listening and you don't feel like you're getting a response, first of all, you always are. They always respond. They always answer your call. But there's also certain things you must give permission to. So for example, you might say, please help me through the situation. Please help me fix the situation. And they're coming back and they're saying to you, okay, yes, in order to fix the situation, you have to change this habit. You got to get out of that comfort zone. You got to do this or stop doing that. And you may or may not hear that, because if your egoic voice is louder, you're not going to hear guidance that is scary. You might not hear the guidance that's different than what you already believe. See, this is where the tricking comes in of the ego. So you might have to ask for different levels of permission. You might have to ask for, okay, listen, make it really obvious to me, angels. I give you permission to whack me in the head because I'm not getting it. Because I know I'm not getting it. Because I know and trust that you're there answering me and I can't hear you. So please help me in a more powerful way. Please help me in a different direction. Please send me signs I'm going to recognize. And those signs might be painful. They might be things you don't like, which is one of the reasons why you have to ask. Okay, so keep asking. Now, you only have to ask once for something. You don't even have to say it out loud, but you have to give that permission. That's part of what the asking means. Okay. Then you have to really listen, guys. And, in my Awakening Your Intuition program, I just did a video on a module that is talking about how to use your different clairs. So by listening, it could be your clairaudience, but, oftentimes maybe that's not your strongest clair, right? Maybe a lot of times that it just simply means like, whatever your clairs are, maybe it's paying more attention to your feelings. Maybe it's what I teach them in the Awakening Your Intuition program. Learn the difference between your thoughts and your intuition. That's huge. That's a huge part of listening, because how do you know if it's your own thoughts and ego trying to tell you what to do? Or if it's really your spirit team, if it's really your intuition? You've got to know the difference, guys. You've got to know the difference. It's so much more powerful than going to a reader and trying to trust what they're telling you, because then you're like, can I really trust that reader? Is that really what they're telling me? Right? You gotta know within. Does your intuition tell you that reader's right? Does that intuition tell you that reader has your best interest in mind? I don't know. I can't answer that for you. You've got to be able to answer that for yourself. Okay. So notice the signs. Could be internal and external, right? You've got to learn to see the signs. It's the subtleties. It's the difference between maybe most of you and what I do. Okay. There's a change in direction coming your way, but you've got to be able to see those signs. Don't forget to ask, because they're always listening and they will always answer. Don't forget, my Awakening Your Intuition clients learn that it's the questions you ask that are more important than the answers you get. Okay? That tells where you are. And then all the different ways in which you can listen. Okay? That's so important. So let's see. Rosalie says, you're welcome. I enjoy my energetic support here. Oh, I'm so glad you're feeling that. Mwah! Rosalie, wonderful. I'm always delighted to see you get on and to feel your energy get on there. That's fantastic. Let's see. Sandra says, we love you, Larkin. I love you too. Don't forget, if you guys want more updates on things and you want to connect, you can find me at larkinsreadings.com. I have so many wonderful things going on for you all week and all month. And Facebook doesn't like me giving you a video showing you what I have going on. But I'm trying to give you guys as much support as possible. Let's see here. Let's see. Hello, Lord Kavit Abdul. Welcome. Let's see. I'm already dealing with a dislocated right hip since August 2010. I don't want another whack on my body. Well, everything starts with the mind. Check out Dr. Joe Dispenza. Okay. Everything. You've already had your whack. Yeah. So understand that lessons are repeated until learned, right? For you to have something that physical, Sandra, that means definitely since the mind and the body, right? When we're starting to get things that are physical, that's the mind and the body. So check out some Dr. Joe Dispenza. I work with people a lot on this because we want what's going on in the mind to create a healthy body and healing, not an unhealthy body, right? So if you're getting physical whacks like that, there's some deeper habits that need to be transformed, okay? If you want to learn more about how you can work with that with me, you know how to get a hold of me. And, if you guys want, again, if you want a free discovery call, I only do 5 a week. You just need to message me. If it's through larkinsreadings.com, make sure you save larkinsreadings@gmail.com to your contacts, or I might go to spam and you'll think I haven't answered, okay? Or you can private message me. Yes, read his story, but follow his work. Follow his work because he's been doing this for 30 years. When I was looking for the connection between quantum physics and metaphysics, right, between manifesting and quantum physics, I knew it was there. I didn't know how to prove the link. That's when my spirit team brought Dr. Joe Dispenza into my life, because I am a science person as much as I am a psychic medium. They're not mutually exclusive. So here's Dr. Joe Dispenza, who'd already for decades done the research of the work I needed to prove this for my coaching clients. After I found him, I was able to use his work, put my coaching program together so people could transform their lives. I do it in the form of manifesting and healing. He did it with literally getting physical evidential proof of helping people reverse their diseases and their physical issues, coaching the same thing that I do. But he became a neuroscientist. He saved me a decade's worth of work. I didn't have to become a neuroscientist because he linked neuroscience and quantum physics, right? So I just was able to use his work, and I direct people to him all the time. So Sandra, go beyond listening to his story. Really listen to his work, follow his videos. And if you want coaching help on that, I teach his work in my coaching. I use that process. I guide my clients to him and to his teachings. And we do a lot of studying of his work because that is the process of transformation. Before I get off, I just want to remind you guys, you are a whole being. You are eternal consciousness in temporary physical form. But you have this mind and this brain that you're supposed to learn to use as a tool. If you don't learn to use it, you're just going to struggle and suffer in life. If you learn to use it, you can bring through your eternal conscious power and the conscious intelligence of source to not only create an amazing life for yourself, but to really help transform the lives of others and make the world a better, more evolved place. Okay. Let's see. Lord Abdul. Let's see. Kavit, I love your name, Abdul. I like your energy. It reminds me of happiness and sunlight. And it is. Thank you so much. I'm glad that's getting through to you. It's white light source energy that shines through me from my core. And it's the energy of each and every one of you. Okay. And so that's why you like it, right, Abdul? Because that is also who and what you are. And I want to thank you all. I have to get off now because I have to get on and go do readings for Veronica Jenkins' page. But if you like this, please like my Facebook page and help me to grow that, since Facebook isn't allowing me to go live momentarily. I want to reach as many people as I can with this powerful message of personal empowerment. And I will see you all again. I'm on almost every day of the week, and I look forward to seeing you. Thank you all for making this a valuable broadcast by finding me on other live streams. Okay. Yes. And to Susie too. We miss her. Hopefully we'll see her next week. Mwah. I love you all. Have an amazing day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.